Hello students, so now fourth video of this chapter for class 12th, the rat trap. So we have already read major portion of this chapter and even important portion of this chapter, but now again this portion is very important portion of this chapter, because now we are going to read about that character who brought a change in this rat trap seller. Okay, so now we are at page number 37, second last paragraph. So we have already read that this rat trap seller, when he took shelter in the mill, iron mill, the owner of the mill came and he mistook him as his old friend Nilzalov, and that's why he wanted him to take to his home to help him. But this rat trap seller, he was interested to take money but not going to his home, because he thought that it could be another trap and then maybe he won't be able to come out of this trap. So that's why he did not say yes, and in the end this owner of the mill, he went back without taking his friend. Now we are starting from second last paragraph, page number 37. It was not more than half an hour before they heard the sound of carriage wheels outside the forge, and a new guest came in. But this time it was not the iron master. Now you can take these, just for example, I am giving an example only, take these lines for RTC. I am just giving one example how to prepare for RTC. Suppose you get these lines. First of all, they will ask, name the chapter. And after 4-5 months, maybe it would be difficult. When you are reading this chapter, you may say, yeah, this is very easy. Yes, this is very obvious that this is from rat trap. But after a few days, you may forget. So whenever you are reading the chapter, read it properly. Very seriously, you read the chapter. Because now the line is, it was not more than half an hour. Your question can be, okay, before they heard the sound, question can be, who are they? And now who are they? The blacksmith and his helper. Okay, these are they who were still there in the mill, iron mill. So when they heard the sound of carriage wheels outside the forge, so your question, okay, which carriage wheel is referred here? Okay, and a new guest came in. Next question, who was the new guest? Okay, this time, but this time it was not the iron master. So this way you may get these lines for RTC, and then you may get the questions like that only. So prepare the chapter, each and every line thorough. Okay, he had sent his daughter. Now this guest was actually this owner's daughter, iron mill's owner's daughter. He had sent his daughter, apparently hoping that she would have better powers of persuasion than he himself, because he could not motivate his friend to come to his home. So that's why now he had sent his daughter, thinking that maybe she would be, we can say, able to motivate or persuade his friend to come to his home. She entered, followed by a valet, carrying on his arm a big fur coat. So valet, we can say helper, or maybe for a layman, servant. Okay, so she came with helper, and this helper was having fur coat in his hands. She was not at all pretty, but seemed modest and quite shy. If you remember 11th class chapter, Portrait of a Lady, grandmother was not pretty, but she was beautiful. So same here, she was not that pretty, okay, but she was very modest, very gentle, very humble, means very beautiful from her heart. Okay, but seemed modest and quite shy. In the forge, everything was just as it had been earlier in the evening. Suppose you get this line, your question can be, okay, it had just been earlier in, as it had been earlier. What was earlier? Okay, what had been earlier? Earlier in the evening, when the owner of the mill had entered, he had seen one stranger sleeping very near the surface. Furnace, sorry. Okay, very near the furnace. And now the same thing was there. Now when the daughter came, again she also saw that this stranger was sleeping very near the furnace. The master blacksmith and his apprentice still sat on their bench, and iron and charcoal still glowed in the furnace. The stranger had all these things were the same. The stranger had stretched himself out on the floor and lay with a piece of pig iron under his head, means taking as a pillow, and his hat pulled down over his eyes. Again he had covered his eyes, okay, because of the light coming from the fire, coming from the furnace. As soon as the young girl caught sight of him, she went up and lifted his hat. The man was evidently used to sleeping with one eye open. He jumped up abruptly and seemed to be quite frightened. When someone removed the hat, he was frightened. My name is Edla Wilmanson. Now underline this name and learn the spelling properly. Edla Wilmanson. She introduced herself first of all. My name is Edla Wilmanson, said the young girl. My father came home and said that you wanted to sleep here in the forge tonight, and then I asked permission to come and bring you home to us. I'm so sorry, Captain, that you are having such a hard time. She looked at him compassionately with her heavy eyes, and then she noticed that the man was afraid. Actually, she spoke all these words very gently, in a very kind manner. Okay, and now she even noticed one more thing, that though she was talking to him very kindly, still this man was really very, very afraid. He looked really afraid. And what she suddenly thought, that even after listening from me this much, he's still very afraid. And what she thought, either he has stolen something or else he has escaped from jail, she thought. Now she thought that why he's so afraid? He's afraid as if he's stolen something or he's escaped from jail. My God, he should not be that afraid. It's okay. He was not prepared to, see me in front of him, but even then. And that's why she added quickly, you may be sure, Captain, that you will be allowed to leave us just as freely as you came. Only please stay with us over Christmas Eve. And then she said, when she saw that he was still very much afraid, she said, don't worry. It's not that we will capture you. You will be free to leave our home at any time, the way you will be coming to our home. So you will be free to, we can say, anytime leave our house. We just want that you spend Christmas time, celebrate Christmas with us. She said this in such a friendly manner that the rat trap peddler must have felt confidence in her. It would never have occurred to me that you would bother with me yourself, miss, he said. I will come at once. Now because she had spoken these words so politely that now he could not say no. He said, because you yourself has come to invite me, I can't say no. So I am ready to go to your home. He accepted the fur coat which the valet handed him with a deep bow. So why this fur coat was there? Actually, the father of this girl, he had thought that maybe my friend is feeling embarrassed because of his bad clothes, and that's why he doesn't want to come to my home, and that's why he had already sent fur coat so that he can wear the fur coat and he does not, feel that embarrassed. So Valet handed him with a deep bow, threw it over his rags, and followed the young lady out to the carriage without granting the astonished blacksmiths so much as a glance. Now he went out of this iron mill with that girl, Edla Wilmanson. He did not even look at the blacksmiths. But while he was riding up to the manor house, he had evil forebodings. Forebodings, we can say warnings. Now he was in the carriage, he was going towards that house with Edla Wilmanson, but he was still feeling very doubtful. He was still having doubts about his decision, whether he has taken the right decision to go to that house or it is a wrong decision. So he was thinking that maybe something evil can befall. Okay, this he was right now, even he had started feeling. The next day, but ultimately he reached over there. The next day was Christmas Eve, and when The iron master came into the dining room for breakfast. He probably thought with satisfaction of his old regimental comrade, whom he had run across so unexpectedly. Now the evening came. This rat trap seller, he spent the night in this house. He was sleeping maybe in very good cozy room, and on the other hand, his friend iron master, he was here now in the dining room waiting for this friend for the breakfast. Okay, so now daughter and father, they are in the dining room. On the other hand, this rat trap seller, he is taking bath, he is getting ready for the breakfast. Now this daughter and father, what they are talking? Actually, first of all, this father, this iron master, he was really feeling very happy in his heart that how unexpectedly he ran into his friend, and now the friend is here. First of all, we must see to it that he gets a little flesh on his bones, he said to his daughter, who was busy at the table. And then we must see that he gets something else to do than to run around the country selling rat traps. Now actually this friend is planning a bright future for his friend, this Nilzalov. Actually he thought this is Nilzalov. So he is now planning a bright future. So what he is talking to his daughter, he says, I think first we will keep him here for a few days so that he gets some flesh on his body. Maybe because he's not having that much to eat for the last many maybe months. So I think he should not do anything. He just stay over here, take some days of rest, eat good, and when he is quite healthy, then only we will start some other business for him instead of this business of selling the rat traps. So this is what his friend is planning, and he is discussing this thing with his daughter. It is queer means very strange. It is queer that things have gone downhill with him as badly as that. The daughter is still little bit doubtful. Somewhere there is doubt. She says, I feel this is really very strange that the person who is a captain once in the army, though he leaves the job, even then, how can the circumstances so bad that right now he is in rags? His situation is so bad, said the daughter. Last night I did not think there was anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. Moreover, she said, last night when I went to take him from that mill, the things he's actually selling and the clothes he's wearing, it is really very hard for me to believe that he was once a captain. So dirty he was, because once a captain, once an army man is always an army man. So how can this captain look so dirty? She's saying that I was really surprised to see that. You must have patience, my little girl, said the father. As soon as he gets clean and dressed up, you will see something different. Last night he was naturally embarrassed. The tramp manners will fall away from him with the tramp clothes. But he said, don't worry, daughter. Maybe last night, first of all, he had met me, and because I kept motivating him, persuading him to come to my home, and he was still feeling embarrassed, and that's why when you went over there, he was still maybe under that embarrassment only. Moreover, he was wearing very dirty clothes for the last maybe many days. He's wearing these clothes, and that's why maybe you feel doubtful that how can he leave all these mannerism of captain. But he says, don't worry, once he changes his clothes, you will see the real captain in him. Just as he had said this, the door opened and the stranger entered. Now, right now, at this point only, this stranger means this rat trap seller. Now he entered in the dining room for breakfast. Yes, now he was truly clean and well dressed. The valet had bathed him, cut his hair and shaved him. So after now bathing and shaving and with now wearing good dress which was given to him, it was actually one suit given by the iron master. So now he was really looking very different. Moreover, he was dressed in a good looking suit of clothes which belonged to the iron master. He wore a white shirt with a starched collar and whole shoes. Whole shoes means it's not that tattered shoes or the shoes with a hole. Okay, H-O-L-E. No, he was now wearing very good shoes also, very good suit also. But although his guest was now so well groomed, the iron master did not seem pleased. Now this man came He was looking very smart, very handsome, with good clothes, with good shoes, starched collars. But now, this Iron Master was not happy to see this man. Why? He looked at him with puckered brow, and it was easy to understand that when he had seen the strange fellow in the uncertain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake. But that now, when he stood there in broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. Your question can be, why now this Iron Master was not happy to see his friend looking good and handsome in good clothes? Because actually now it was daytime, and now only Iron Master understood his mistake. Now he got to know that last night in the light of that furnace, dim light of the fire, he could not recognize this man, and he thought this was his old friend Nilslof. But now, when he saw the man in daylight, he now got to know this is not his friend. He is not the person whom he thought that he would be. What does this mean? He thundered, and that's why he shouted. He said, what does it mean? You came to my home because I thought you are Nilslof, but you never said that you are not Nilslof. What does it mean? The stranger made no attempt to dissimulate. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end. Now this stranger, he did not try to explain. He didn't see here and there and he's trying to say anything. No. Maybe he was mentally prepared that very soon the truth will come out. And maybe he was expecting maybe at this point only. Because daytime, actually nobody will mistake him as Nilslof. And that's why he just understood one thing, that period of luxury is over. Because why it was period of luxury? Because in the night when he came, he slept on a very cozy bed in a very beautiful room. But now this luxury was over. It was not my fault, sir, he said. I never pretended to be anything but a poor trader. And I pleaded and begged to be allowed to stay in the forge. He said, but sir, don't shout, because this is not my mistake. I never said I wanted to come to your home. I was again and again begging and telling you to stay over there only. It was you only who brought me here. But no harm has been done. At worst, I can put on my rags again and go away. But then he said, don't worry. There is no harm. I haven't taken anything from your home. Okay, so I can wear my old clothes. I can give back these clothes and shoes and everything, and I will go away. Don't worry, don't shout. The tramp took a step forward and struck the table with his fist. But now this, one para we were missing. Well, said the Iron Master, hesitating a little. Now Iron Master, he now realized that this is his mistake, that how he started shouting all of a sudden. So now he hesitated, but he said, it was not quite honest either. You must admit that, and I should not be surprised if the sheriff would like to have something to say in this manner. Now, he said, but the thing is that you should have spoken. You should have told me that you are not my friend. But it's okay, you kept quiet. I think now it is better if sheriff means police. If police comes and see this matter. The tramp took a step forward and struck the table with his fist. Now this rat trap seller, he got angry when he was threatened with the name of police. He got angry and he banged his fist. I think we should stop here only. Okay, next concluding part most probably we will do in the next video. And I will say it again, read the chapter thoroughly. When you are reading it, I think you should have this video also in your hand. Wherever you feel that you are not understanding, you can switch on the video and listen to it, watch the video again and again if you want to get good.